This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. Podcast happened. Thank you.
That was, did you record?
I did.
I was recording too.
We recorded together.
I didn't dare shift tone or anything at all because knowing that, like, knowing the delay, it would just be fucked.
No, yeah. We didn't fuck it together. We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
We didn't fuck it together. Horniest podcast award.
We need to make mention of all the comments that we got about horny push-ups.
No, we will. There's a couple pieces of mail that call it out, so we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah. But Brian, did you know this thing that today, the day we're recording,
July
is the
30th?
3-year anniversary of the podcast coming out? We've been doing this for 3 years already. We've been doing that for 3 years.
My back just suddenly started hurting a little bit. And
remember when we did, I think 5 or 10 episodes in a sitting the first time, and then when we didn't know what the podcast was going to be called even?
Yes.
That was fun. That was good.
I remember. Wow. Are we going to have like a trip down memory lane in this episode or what?
Remember where I did this? Oh, that was so fun. It was just really funny back then. It's just not now. It's not funny anymore.
I think it's still
funny.
like, it's
not as funny.
It's the punctuation. That's what I was going to say. It's the
punctuated
punctuation.
Email. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Punctuation.
It's the question mark, really, if anything.
It's anything. It's an exclamation point. It's a question mark. It's an ellipses. Is that a punctuation mark, by the way? ...
Yeah, I think so.
How is that? It's like...
Yeah, I don't know. I think, we just pressed 3 periods, but I think in ye olden times, it was its own symbol. There was some symbol, like a meme or whatever, of lost symbols, like lost punctuation that we don't use anymore, like that was used commonly hundreds of years ago, but is lost to time. And there was one that was... like a question, or it was like a question mark where the bottom was a comma instead of a period. And it was used so that you could put it mid-sentence to be like, when on the table where I left the keys, like stuff like that, where you're like, you're not sure. I was like, can we please bring that back? Like, I really want that. I do that all the time.
That's half of my conversation.
I know. And I never know how to type something like that, or I like it, especially in a video script where I do that shit all the time, where I'll just like, I'll put it in parentheses or something as its own sentence. Like, I don't know what to do. I'll know what it means later. I'm the one saying it, but still.
I mean, you say that, but now I'm thinking about that whole Kevin Sorbo disappointed meme where like he apparently, I haven't seen the whole
there you go.
scene.
There's another one.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Stop me if you've heard this one or if you know any information about it. You too, listener, like chime in at any point. Thing? Yeah. Where he yells disappointed.
Oh yeah.
And
where
like,
he wasn't supposed to.
I heard it was like, it was in the script. It was like a director's note or something like that to like say the line disappointed.
And then he just disappointed. Yeah. I like that a lot more. It's much better.
Yeah. I don't know what the story is. It might have just been in the script, but it's just an amazing delivery.
Well, we can just start throwing those in. We can just be like, greetings, listener, and welcome to 132, episode 132. I'm completely ruining this. Of Jump on the Bat-Wagon Disappointed. That's all I was trying to do, and I just completely... Can we start over, please?
You know what how that makes me feel, Jamie?
What?
It makes me feel... And right there, when I did that, I want you to cut in the actual...
Okay.
The actual disappointed.
Can you set it up again for me?
Yeah. You know how that makes me feel, Jamie?
How?
It makes me feel
disappointed. Oh, you want me to put it right there where you stopped, where you paused, where you put an ellipses? I'm James from the Watchtower. I'll do it. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. I'm going to show my good buddy Brian the entire DC
and I'm Brian.
Universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial Airdate order for several more years, so that he may view these shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1900s. We're getting farther and farther away the longer we do this.
Truth.
At the time
3
of this
years.
recording.
6:42 p.m. 3 years after the original.
Yes. New Batman Adventures. Streaming on Max. What is that? I don't know what that means. And available the original 6:42 p.m.
The first recording. I think I was trying to say something clever about this being the 3-year anniversary. Happy anniversary. Should we drink?
Thank you. I'm drinking Sprite for my throat sick. And you are disappointed?
Didn't know where you're going with that one, Jamie.
Drinking what? What are you drinking?
I don't know. Water, I guess. But if it's an anniversary, I feel like we should have champagne.
I do have a bottle of champagne in my fridge. I bought it for the bachelor party I was at last weekend, and we never opened it. So now I've got champagne for the next time we need it, I guess.
Wow.
Thank you. Streaming on Max.
My dog.
Available on DVD and Blu-ray.
My other dog,
and
kind of.
If you'd like to follow along, you can head over to bit.ly, Brian's other dog, /watch DCAU. Links in the show notes. Today we're watching The Demon Within, New Batman Adventures episode. Your prediction
was
last
incorrect.
time was that this was Superman and Steel fighting Fuck Dude. And Batman was barely in the episode. Is that still kind of what you're clinging to? Is that good?
I don't know. Should I roll a d20 to see if that's canonically how I feel? Okay.
Roll for prediction canonicity.
Okay. That's a 3.
Oh man, looks like it's not what you said.
Shit.
This first aired Saturday, May 9th, 1998 at 9:30 a.m. on Kids WB. It's where you play a clip from that Primus song. Remember?
Yeah.
When I say Kids WB, you have to hold up your phone and play the Primus just for a second.
I'm not gonna. You can imagine it though. I didn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't play that song 3 years ago. I don't see why I should play it today.
Yeah. It's not. It's tradition because you've done it one time.
That's how this podcast happens. That's how it gotten as long.
Yeah,
as
really,
it is
kind of. I was listening to the Justice League Revisited podcast with Susan Eisenberg and James Enstall, who's been on this podcast,
our buddy,
and they were talking about Susan was just joking about some kind of. I can't remember what it was, but it was some little segment that she was just like, oh, we should just like make that a segment. But I know she was just completely joking and that was just like a throwaway thing she was doing. But I was like, if it was us, whatever tiny little stupid thing you just did, like, no, that's a segment of the podcast now. Like, this is not a joke.
We should have a segment.
Books are hip-hop.
We should have a segment about segments. Like make it a segment. You know, and that's like the let's make it a segment.
Oh, okay.
We haven't done all of them though, so it doesn't always stick. But we try. No. You know,
sometimes they stick out as like that's got to be a thing. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. You never know when they're going to happen. One might happen this episode. It probably won't.
3 more years. 3 more years.
More than that, probably. This aired 1 week after our last episode, Little Girl Lost. This is the 10th episode of New Batman Adventures to air, and the 18th episode produced.
It's a different number, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna roll a d20 to find.
Okay.
Does it
champagne
obvious?
Pop? Roll for champagne pop. I don't know.
Is it obvious that I just as of like an hour ago finished Dungeons and Daddies season 1, and now that's all I can think about.
I was thinking maybe you played Dungeons and Dragons, but you did.
That's a 14.
Okay. What does it mean?
Wait, what were we talking about?
The distance between air date and production numbers.
Oh, it means the bigger the number, the more upset I am for some arbitrary reason.
Okay, I like that. This was written by Stan Berkowitz. Do you want to roll for Stan Berkowitz? Okay.
Oh, that was a 19.
Oh, we stand.
Super
Berkowitz.
Stan.
Directed by Atsuko Tanaka, who previously directed Growing Pains. Huh. The music is by Shirley Walker, and the animation is by Tokyo Movie Shinsha TMS.
Which means James is going to be canonically
hard.
I was gonna say happier, but like
disappointed. Cool. Undisappointed. Yeah. Buy us a coffee, please. Head over to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie beverage and support the show. We'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode.
Please tell me you have push-ups to do
for every $1. Yeah.
Please tell me you have push-ups to do, because I've been hunched over a computer all day and I would love to do some push-ups.
We do have many
right
push-ups to do.
Really good.
So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. Today's Yoppie Bevs come to us from Ulrich Riddle, who bought 5 Yoppie Bevs. Thank you for all you do, they say.
Hell yeah.
So let's do 25 push-ups now.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you for all the Yoppie Bevs you sent us.
Why is that such a good... Is that their real name, you think?
I don't know. It's with a Y, Riddle. If it is, then like that's the person sending us to like riddle me this Yoppie dudes every week really fast. Mm-hmm. It'd be cool if that was their actual name.
Like Ulrich, like that's a great name.
That is a good name. I know an Ulrich. I've never met an Ulrich.
Oh, I've never met either. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool. Let's do push-ups.
Okay, 25?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Are they going to be horny?
No.
Okay. Regular push-ups.
What?
1.
Regular 2. Regular 3. Regular 4. Regular 5. Regular 6. Regular 7. Regular 8. Regular 9. Regular 10. Regular 11. Regular 12. Regular 13. Regular 14. Regular 15. Regular 16. Regular 17. Regular 19. Regular 20. Regular 21. Regular 22. Regular 23. Regular 24. Regular 25. I'm just letting you know my bowels are regular, okay? There's nothing wrong with them.
All 25 of them.
All 25 bowels.
Yeah.
Oh, that really upset the demon within me.
Oh, you're making a joke about
That's the name
episode.
of the...
I thought you were going to poop.
Well, I might now. Let's go, baby.
I'll repay you for this, Bruce. I promise. It may be a while.
Let's just call it a professional courtesy.
Who's this? Sure is ugly.
It's Merlin's demon, Etrigan.
Merlin? The knights in armor magician guy? He had his own demon?
He summoned it to defend the realm of Camelot, Merlin's home. When Camelot finally fell, Merlin decided to keep the demon in the service of humanity and merge the creature with one of King Arthur's noblemen.
Look, there's something on the back of it. It looks like you.
You think?
Happy Yoppiversary.
Happy Yoppiversary. I'm not sure why I did it in that kind of playground teasing.
Because you're Clarion the Witch Boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Sing yop, sing yop.
Thank you. Thank you for pressing that.
Sing yop, what you just watched. Sing yop, take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
I only said that because he was like, I hate sequels, and I looked at you and said, you're just like Clarion for real or whatever. And
yeah,
but you know.
I'm gonna need a hand here. So we have Clarion is the witch boy.
Mm-hmm. That's Klarion.
Okay, I fixed it. What the hell's the cat's name?
Teekl. Teekl.
Oh God,
that's Teekl. Use it in a sentence. Teekl turned into a woman with boobs and then turned back into a cat without boobs, presumably.
There you go. Catwoman with boobs.
Yes, our new cat's a woman.
And we have Blood, Mr. Blood,
Jason Blood.
Oh my God, it's Jason Blood. Who is
Jesus
also
Christ, it's Jason Blood.
What's his name?
Etrigan. Etrigan. The demon. Yeah.
Okay.
He's literally writing them down on a notepad.
All right. So
you got it? Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
There is an auction.
Yes.
And Clarion, who's the most annoying little boy that you want to punch in the face. Even if you're someone who's generally a fan of little boys, that sounds gross. I'm going to keep going. You would want to punch this little boy in the face. And he's always stroking his cat, whose name is Teekl, What a terrible name. And they're at an auction house, and there's a branding iron with an MG.
It's just
which is an auto company. No, there's an auto company called MG, and I think that's the M that they used.
Oh, yeah?
And their old MG logo.
Please.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty... I see the similarities. It's also in a like hexagon shape, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think that's why I was kind of...
Okay.
So anyway, there's a branding iron with an M on it, and Clarion...
From Morgan Le Fay.
Really?
From
What?
Camelot shit. Morgan Le Fay from Camelot shit. You know Camelot shit?
Not really, no.
Morgan Le Fay is King Arthur's half-sister, I believe. Evil witch lady. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
okay.
what they briefly talk about fucking Merlin and shit like that in Jason Blood's Killer Croc lampshade apartment.
They do. All right, so I'm gonna rip through this. So they're at the auction house. They're fighting for this branding iron, and it's all it started at like $10,000, whatever. And homeboy Clarion is like $100,000, and Mr. Jason Bourne is like, what, 110 or 50 or whatever, and there's a bidding war, and then Bruce is like,
Clarion says 100,000, and the crowd goes, a child, what? And he goes, I said 100,000, and was like, yeah, they heard you. They just haven't had time to react yet. Shut the fuck up. Like, I already hate you.
Yep. And then Bruce at the end of the bidding war is like, 1 million, and everyone's like, oh, gasp. And then Batman...
He puts his pinky to his lip after
he does. And then Bruce is like, oh, hello, Jason, my old friend. Let's shake hands. And I'm obviously going to give you this branding iron when we get back to your apartment for some sweet magic.
They shouldn't do that like at the auction place.
No, they
shouldn't.
Like
that's like cheating. Like that's definitely like a faux pas to be like, well, I'll just buy it for you or whatever. But I don't know.
It's kind of strange. So then they're at Jason Blood's apartment, and the cat that the little boy was stroking, Teakle, jumps in through the window and is like, I'm going to steal this. And Bruce is like, hell no.
I'm faster than the cat.
And then the cat turns into a ninja warrior woman with fur, and they have a battle. And then Jason's like, well, not this shit again. And then he's like, magic words that kind of rhyme. It's time for monster to come out time. And
I was like, when is he going to rhyme? We already said time. Oh yeah. He's got it.
No. This is the quality of the episode. I can do this. And then suddenly he turns into the demon monster Etrigan with glowy red eyes. And he almost wins a battle with the cat lady, but not quite. And then the cat lady brings the branding iron back to Demon Boy, who, by the way, has horns sticking outside his head, and just no one fucking questions this, apparently.
I think it's supposed to be his hair.
Yeah, it's horns. Yeah. It's horns.
Yeah.
And
you're wrong, actually. It's not his hair.
I'm King DCAU. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry about that.
And as you should be. And let's see.
Your Majesty, so sorry.
And then Teakle drops the branding iron, and Clarion's like, hey, cool. Guess what? Jason Blood, Etrigan, you're now under my control. And he's like, oh, I'm under control. And the demon and Jason Blood's body separates, and Jason Blood starts aging very rapidly. And I'm getting way more detailed than I wanted to. It's just
this is good. This is good.
It's burned. It's burned in, Jamie.
Like the branding iron of Jamie LaFay.
Yeah, there you go.
Morgan LaJames.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's better.
So they, Clarion becomes controller of Etrigan and is like, we're going to go fuck shit up. And they go and fuck shit up. Donald Schultzenpepper?
Yes, I'm glad you read that fast enough. In Devastator 3.
Devastator 3. I would watch the fuck out of that, by the way. So they're just out in the town destroying shit, and Batman shows up and is like, you're done being I'm John Wayne for this.
I'm Batman. You're done being a kid.
You're done being a kid. And then the kid's like, I'm going to magic you. And suddenly Batman sprouts thorns. And not of the Rupert variety. And then
That's Murdoch's.
yeah,
I haven't seen him for a while. Where's he been?
docking around.
Yeah.
And then Jason Blood, now much older, is like looking through a magic ball and is like, no, you don't. And he unthorns Batman. And then Clarion is like, oh, well, someone's messing with this, so I'm going to turn him into a tree. And then Batman like bitch slaps him with a tree arm.
Tree slaps him, yeah.
He tree slaps him. And then it's probably not an okay thing to say.
What? What? What?
I'm feeling very exasperated right now.
Yeah.
And then he untrees, and then there's a fight, and Batman at the end of this big long fight manages to get the branding iron, and then Batman just recites some fucking magic words, and suddenly the Etrigan is no longer under control of Clarion, and then
As you continue to reference your notes, who the fuck are these people named? What the hell is
I
stupid name?
forgot Etrigan. I'm like doing okay, but not great.
You're okay.
Etrigan is like breaking into Jason Blood's apartment. It's almost not that important. And when Batman says the magic words, they recombine, and then the Etrigan, who's now a good guy again, goes to save Batman. And there's some good animation, a little bit of like, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z or whatever that happens.
Yeah.
And then Etrigan's like, don't worry, he's going to go to his room like a naughty boy. And then he's in a snow globe, and Jason Blood is reading the newspaper, and there's a zoom out, the end.
Okay, you're just like, I'm just going to let the dogs do this.
Yeah, they're going to probably park for another couple of minutes. Hold on. It's like, we heard you. We're going to continue barking, but slightly
Yeah,
less.
I know, Dad. It's too bad. So I can tell by the tone in your voice you did not enjoy this episode.
Jamie, it's a Superman episode, and I'm okay with it being a Superman episode. I am not okay with it being a Batman episode.
It was rather like that Dr. Fate episode with a bunch of just kind of spooky shit for out of nowhere, and a bunch of magic and stuff.
It's like, you know what? What was the virtual reality episode? Do you remember?
Of Batman?
Yeah.
What is reality? The Riddler thing?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Probably the one where it's all like monochromatic red and Batman goes into the computer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that one, like, whether or not I enjoyed it, which I maybe I did.
don't think you
I can't
did.
quite remember. There was an excuse for it, and this is just suddenly like, I don't know, we're in the real world, but there's King Arthur magic and
demons,
ancient
and
demons,
teakles.
and we're just gonna like, it's not like a man bat. We like tossed some potion on the dude, and now he's a man bat. It's just hardcore. Like, no, this is like literal King Arthur magic, and somebody out there loves this shit.
Look, I'm going to say at the very least, this episode is fucking fascinating to look at. Like there was so much good shit in this visually that I was like astounded with some of it of like, oh my God, like this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in this show so far. Like
I wouldn't go that far, especially considering we just saw it's growing the little girl episode that's not growing pains. Thank you. Like it's not named after the little girl.
Okay, I guess in terms of like keen effects, not necessarily the animation as a whole, but just like experimental. How the hell did they do that with paper kind of stuff? You know, I'm just looking at it like, oh my God, yeah.
And I love the like anime approach where Etrigan, check it out, I'm gonna do it without my notes. Etrigan and Clarion are having their big power ball off at the end. Yeah. And like it goes like mostly pencil art and like I think just blue ink. Like
it did that late Mr. Kent thing where the bomb explodes in his car.
Oh yeah. And like, beautiful.
Yeah.
But
So Etrigan in general is like,
is he a comic book? He seems like he would have been an old comic book character.
Yeah, he's a 70s Jack Kirby character, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hence Kirby Cakes or whatever.
Yeah.
I wish he was less goofy looking. Like he's like a big fish lip, like spiky hair, weird fucking Simpsons character.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and he wears like booty shorts and little elf boots, and like I don't know why the hell he looks like that, but like I'm gonna say I'm a fan overall of the mood of this episode. There was, for instance, there was a scene where Clarion is sitting in his whatever apartment, hotel, something, like waiting on Tikal to show back up, and all the soundscape was just this like creepy wind and like the like horror movie like swing set creaking sounds and things like that, and like there was no music.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like I could feel the wind, and I could like, oh, like I'm just unsettled by this. It was like a really good atmosphere, and it happened a few other times in the episode where I just felt
the production itself was outstanding, even to the
Yeah.
point where like Etrigan's like I commented on the sound design because like the sound of his like laser vision pukey
it wasn't
thing
just
and,
Superman's sound that happens when he does it.
yeah, no, it was like sharp and explodey, and like the nails on the glass, like the sound design was a 10. The visuals were like at least a 9. The story, I don't know, 2.
See, I don't think it's as bad as you do, but I feel like as a kid watching this episode, I similarly had like a, what the fuck is going on? Why is all this suddenly happening and that kind of stuff? And then much like Little Girl Lost, there is a comic prequel to this episode that like explains why Batman and Jason Blood know each other and all this kind of thing. That is famously like the only DCAU comic, or maybe one of like 2 or 3, that Bruce Timm has just flat out said like, yeah, that's canon to the cartoon. That happened in the cartoon world also. And like, we're just going to not bother to introduce this character. We're just going to jump into a new story with this character and not assume you've read the comic, but just like subsume that continuity into the cartoon so that they don't have to have Etrigan's origin story. They just have, hey, they remember we're old pals. We're shaking hands. We know each other.
Look at the guy with the bloody streak in his hair. Totally friends with Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, and the child that has devil horns.
Yeah.
But then like me as a kid just going like, oh, where did any of this come from? So like it's the obvious, understandable reception to the episode from you is like, I didn't expect that you would love this one. I think you definitely are in agreement about the visual stuff, just because like there was a lot of times where like a really cool thing, a really keen looking effect would happen, and you would make like a kind of face, like, all right, not bad, Obama meme gif. But yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a strange, like nonsensical thing. And they also, because they didn't introduce Etrigan and Jason Blood as like, here's the character, and what, like they kind of talked about it with the Camelot stuff for like 3 seconds, that you have to really be paying attention to. Oh, your head's on the back of this statue. I guess you're like joined with this demon or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's like literally as the cat is breaking in.
Yeah,
you have
like
no
something
time
else
to
is
process.
distracting you. Yeah, but then as soon as Etrigan gets Morgan Le Fayed in the forehead, and then he's a bad guy the rest of the episode until they save him. So it's like I don't really feel the stakes of what he was going through. Like, oh no, Etrigan got possessed or whatever. It's like, who's that? Who's Etrigan? I mean,
I can feel and have like the sympathy for that situation, but it's just like when you do this world jumping like this, it is so. I just get whiplash from it. Like, put this in a Superman episode and I would have a completely different reaction, because we've seen all the fucking chaos and crazy magic stuff there. Like, you know. Yeah, when in the Dr. Fate episode, when there was like, there's magic now, like the Dr. Fate and Carcoal and demons and all that shit. And you were just like, oh, guess we're just doing this. That's the thing in this world now. And like Batman is technically in the same world, so it's not like it's abnormal at this point. But if you were just watching the Batman show, nothing like this has really happened before. So for some reason, it felt less of a sudden weird thing in the show about an alien super flying man than it did in the Batman show. But I still feel like, I don't know, it's kind of a testament to like Batman can be written into like so many different types of stories and still work. And I feel like Batman himself still like felt pretty naturally inserted into this, to me anyway. But I guess maybe you didn't feel that way about it. Not so much. I mean, it's just, again, it's such a like world breaking you know, and like Batman's okay. If nothing else, it's the awkwardness of Batman just knowing the right magical cantrip to say. What the fuck, man? Like, where did we get this?
Yeah.
Where did this happen?
I guess he either like read it in Jason Blood's apartment before he left, or he was told it off screen or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Or he learned it from Zatara, the magician, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So for me, it's a little too out there to feel consistent with the world. And again, I understand that Gotham and Metropolis are in the same world, same country even, and that, you know, by that canon, these things have to exist in the same place. But it's just not what we see for Batman. Mm-hmm. You know, like we don't see him going into space and like fucking around with Lobo or whatever. It's just,
I guess
it's
so.
It's the grittier, dark city at night. Put your punctuation of choice here.
Yeah, the question mark with a comma. I don't know. I don't love this episode. I really like the way it looks, obviously, and the way it sounds and all that stuff. But the story of it is kind of both too fast and too slow, because you're just suddenly too furious. Tokyo and Drift, where it just like it rushes you into Batman knows this guy, and the guy is like hundreds, thousands of years old or whatever, and he's joined with a demon. Like all this exposition just happening all at once, so that you can do a story where little kid makes Etrigan get him cake or something, and it's like, okay, what's the stakes there? Like
that's the other question is like, well, what are you going for? Is this just your absolute power, and now you have another henchman? Which, by the way, okay, here's another question. We have Etrigan fighting Cat Lady.
Yeah,
which whatever. I'm just gonna call her that. I think
T-Cat Lady.
T-Cat. In the midst of this fight, like the cat is not necessarily besting Etrigan, but like putting up a hell of a battle. And Etrigan is not like walking away with this fight. And then you fast forward to
we're way past that, the synopsis. It's okay.
Yeah, we are.
You could say fast forward Kyle all you want.
Kyle! You have Etrigan literally punching buildings down with a single punch, a couple of punches,
multiple,
but like, what the fuck? Like, one slap to the cat, and the cat should have turned into mist.
I mean, assuming
a faint
that the
red mist.
Cat Lady is also strong, I guess. I don't know, magically.
I mean,
gross.
She seems pretty magically strong, but also like bound by Bruce Wayne, Batman, whatever, is like strong enough to
slap
counter
her on the
and
forehead
like
with the thing. Yeah.
You know, like that's like there's an inconsistency in strength, and I don't know. Also, my hair is so fucking vertical today. Can we talk about that for a quick second?
It's very fluffy. Yeah,
it's so fluffy.
Mine's doing the opposite. It's coming down a little Superman spit curl, like I don't like it to do, but
Cute.
You know, whatever. Let me tell you the cat, or actually, I didn't tell you the official synopsis at all. It's the shortest one I think we've ever had. Bruce resorts to black magic as he battles a demon released from an ancient artifact.
It's pretty good.
I mean, that's true. I don't think the demon was released from an ancient artifact, so half of that is incorrect, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's
wow,
okay.
Good point. I just heard Bruce, demon, ancient artifact. I'm like, that's true,
that's
man.
Right, yeah. Let me tell you the cats of this episode.
Tell me the cats.
We got Kevin Conroy as Catman / Bruce Wayne.
You got to say it in a cat voice.
Oh. As Batman / Bruce Wayne. Matthew Valencia as Robin / Tim Drake. Billy Zane as the demon / Jason Blood.
Oh my God. Yeah. Is that why he sounds familiar?
I guess. This was his only DCAU acting credit.
Whatever happened to Billy Zane?
I don't know.
Handsome
you don't
fucker.
see him too much anymore. Yeah. For the listener, since you obviously know who Billy Zane is, but Cal Hockley in Titanic. He was one of Biff's goons in Back to the Future 1 and 2. I didn't really realize that, so I'll have to go back and watch that.
Holy
he also
hell.
played the Phantom in the movie The Phantom, 1996 superhero movie. He was the voice of John Rolfe in Pocahontas 2, which was the direct-to-video sequel to Pocahontas.
Oh my, okay.
And I often mistake him as having played the mummy in The Mummy. He looks a lot like the Imhotep guy in that movie. But that guy's name was Arnold Volsu. But Billy Zane did play Talus in The Scorpion King 3 Battle for Redemption, which is in the same universe as The Mummy.
Come on. He's done more than that, though, right?
Oh, no, he's done plenty more. But I just included big things. I don't know, like John Rolfe in Pocahontas 2. We got Stephen Wolf Smith as Clarion. This is also his only DCAU acting credit. He's only ever acted in 9 other things, 2 of which he was in Titanic as a first-class dining room steward, so basically an extra.
Hey, Billy, remember we were in that same movie together?
No, I don't. And he was
this would have been after Titanic, right?
Yeah. He was also a singing performer in the song What a Day in London in Pocahontas 2. There's a really fucking weird crossover of stuff that they're in.
There's nothing weird about this at all, James. This is a normal Tuesday, July 30th.
episode. Yeah, normal July 30th, 3 years after we started the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This was Stephen Wolf Smith's final acting performance before his death in 2000.
Oh,
I didn't look up the cause of death, but that's too bad.
You know, I know a Wolf Smith. It's one with the last name Wolf-Smith, and I want to go to. Well, I guess if he died.
Well, this is Wolf with an E and no hyphen Smith, so I don't know.
Oh,
Wolfie Tickle. Last we have Peter Renaday as auctioneer. Guy is selling the shit. He was previously second longshoreman in Terror in the Sky, doctor in Mask of the Phantasm, priest in The Late Mr. Kent, and captain in World's Finest. I don't know what this tiny little blinking boat is. I didn't send a distress signal. No, it's exploding. That's what he said.
Wow.
So we have a really fucking short official synopsis. There's only 5 people in this episode, 5 voice actors.
And
there's
one
just
of them
a lot
is
of the same
so
thing.
annoying. Yeah. He does a good job, but holy fuck.
Stephen Wolf Smith.
I will never, ever like that character. And I know you're not supposed to. He's the heel, obviously. But the annoying, smart, whatever entitled kid is just it disproportionately affects me. That's probably my least liked heel. You
feel genuinely angry at him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he never comes back, so that's okay.
That's great.
I'll let you know. Yeah. I also have very short tribs for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's. I think all 3 of them we've already talked about. Jason's quote, "There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy," comes from Shakespeare's Hamlet, the Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Clarion has Etrigan break into the Kirby Cake Company, reference to Jack Kirby, created both characters. Devastator 3, the movie that Clarion saw and scoffed at for being a sequel, seems to spin its title from the Terminators. Star of the movie's name, Donald Schulten Pepper, being a clear spin on Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not going to tell you Etrigan's comic origin because we'll actually see it later in a different episode. Sorry about that. It's a better episode.
It'd be hard not to be.
But Clarion the Witch Boy first appeared in The Demon number 7, March 1973. Etrigan fights off a demon who poisons him. In the exhaustion and sickness, Clarion appears and offers to watch over him in his human Jason Blood form until he heals. One of Jason's close friends arrive to check on him, and Clarion's cat Tickle attacks him, only for Jason to wake up and for Clarion to lie and say the friend just fell. Jason then goes to a party where he's tricked into transforming into Etrigan by a coven of witches who he then fights and saves Clarion from. He knows Clarion to be evil but pretends to be on his good side long enough to wrap Clarion and Tickle in his cape, but they escape in a cloud of smoke.
Wow.
It was a very uninteresting issue. I was really, whenever I do these, I'm like, oh, this will be really funny because this comic came out in the 60s or 70s or something, and it's going to be really goofy and stupid and batshit.
Yeah.
And then I read through this, I'm just like, nothing happens in this. This is very boring. Yeah, so you're not a fan of the demon Etrigan, I take it.
I mean, yeah, from this episode, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you get what their deal is, their conjoinedness or whatever? Was that obvious enough to you that they were 2 different entities joined, or did you think that he was physically becoming a demon and then going back? Because he does the herky jerky brown schmaltz thing into Etrigan, but then when they separate, they're just transparent on each other.
I assumed that Jason Blood was just a human facsimile that a demon is wearing. You know, you like clay faces
like
himself
suit.
into that. Yeah.
Well, it's not very well established in this episode, but it's supposed to be that Etrigan is like a demon that lives in hell constantly, and Jason Blood can like call upon him and essentially like switch bodies with him, and then Etrigan is just a different guy.
So then Jason goes to hell.
That's the name of a movie. I don't actually know if he like switches places physically or if Jason is just like locked out for a second.
I mean, we see him get absorbed in this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that part because I'm a fake fan, but I know there's some comics where Jason is able to be in a different place while Etrigan is on Earth or whatever. So maybe they do switch places. I don't know. Someone tell me next time. Keen effects in this episode.
Yes.
There sure were all over the place.
I mean, oh my God, Clarion. Like I really liked, I think my favorite of the keenest effects, but besides the big sketchy pencil like we talked about, he has this magical energy orb
like
thing.
Pink aura thing.
No, it's a green. It's a green ball.
Kamehameha,
yeah, and it has this like thin white wisps of fog kind of like circling around it, and it really shows depth and dimension well. Yeah, and no, for me, whatever reason, that was one of the things that stood out most to me in this episode.
Yeah, that was very keen. I liked his pink aura, and whenever anyone else did that when magic was happening, because it had some kind of fiery smokiness to it that I can't put my finger on, like how they did that. I also really like that blue force field thing that he puts up in the place.
Yeah.
The way it like appears in like different widths of rectangles that shoot up at different times. Like that was very anime and cool looking. And then Etrigan punching it in the energy going like outward from his fist and then back in over and over again. That was very keen. Lots of keen in this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many things.
This was a keen machine.
Kyle.
I don't think there was any actual CGI, so we don't get to do CGI or CGA.
Thank God. That would have put me right over the edge. I would have been screaming.
You would have said, not a through street, wouldn't you?
It's pronounced thruff.
Sorry. I heard you say that you're like trying to fake read it. Not a thruff street? What does that mean? Oh God, which one do I do? I gotta run through them randomly.
Batman's usefulness, how useful is he?
He knew that spell, but otherwise he needed constant help from an old dying man in a room.
Yeah, yeah.
4.
Just 4.
Point 1.
Okay.
Surround sound. 4.1.
You could really lowball this if you need.
What were you gonna say? Killer Croc lampshades,
or the branding iron
of Morgan Le Fay. Fuck. What else is in? What happened? What? God.
Salt shaker.
Yeah. Blue. Okay. Yeah. Blue salts. Blue salt kernels.
Okay.
Kernels.
No. Keep going.
It's called out of 10. Yeah.
Blue salt. 4.1 blue salt kernels
blue
out of 10.
Kernels. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go less because he just, even when he split into a million Batmans, he wasn't able to really get away.
Oh, that was keen too. Whenever he got burst open by heat vision, and then he turned into little bats.
That was cool. That was cool. It looked like it was the same exact effect over and over again, I think, but
I don't know.
It's
and the
pretty
fire
similar.
When Tico sets a fire, that was very keen.
Oh yeah, the
TMS,
fire was good.
Baby.
But I'm going to give his usefulness, which is what we're talking about.
Yes, you're
I'm
right.
going to give him a 2.1768.
Oh, average score.
Fuck, I give all these things, and now I'm a little bit.
Lack of strawberry ice cream.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going to give him, is it cake or is it a slice of asphalt out of 10?
Yeah, he's just like, delicious. I'm like, that's fucking dirt, dude.
Yeah, it looks like a dirt clod or something. Just a slice. It's a triangle of lumpy gray.
Yeah. Also, like strawberry, nothing's better than strawberry. I can tell you like 50 flavors that are better than strawberry. I don't know.
Okay, go. I'll count.
Okay. Everything else.
That's 1.
Oh shit! I ran out.
49 to go.
Oh man. Where's Clayface?
He's the demon.
Brown schmutz in between forms of things.
Yeah. He's what saved the animation budget. So they didn't have to animate the transition. It was just Clayface in between.
Okay. It just goes there it goes. Oh my God, why can't I do it? There we go. Oh, my lips were too dry. I don't know. I'm sick. Give me a break. It goes into Clayface. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
The button. Where is it? Is it this one?
Books or hip hop?
Books.
Books.
Obviously.
Spell books. Yeah. Duh.
Spelt BOOQS.
Apostrophe. Yeah. BOOQS. Yeah. It's only replacing the K, but it does make it shittier somehow.
It's within the naming convention.
I don't think we haven't said a subtitle for this one, but I think it'll be whatever you said was Etrigan's like rhyming chant to turn into. That was way too good. It's really fucking long, so I might have to shorten it somehow. But
thank you for your. I'm just
that here's something that would have made the episode worse for you probably is that in the comics
CGI.
typically Etrigan, well that too, but in the comics typically Etrigan speaks purely in rhymes. Like he only talks in rhymes.
That would have been a 10. That would have been the top of the top 10.
That would have, yeah. I mean, I didn't know that as a kid, obviously. Like I hadn't read any Etrigan comic books. But I guess like I'm glad that he doesn't, because it would just get really fucking annoying really fast, and they'd also have to write like rhymes all the time, and probably I would be sitting here nitpicking like, does that really rhyme with?
Yeah. You know what? Like they do have the rhyming. Like anytime there's a spell, like can you look up what Batman says? What Batman's version of spell was? It was like I wanted to punch the television.
Why? Why did you hate it?
Because it's just, read it.
What? Well, Etrigan's or Jason Blood says, "Gone, gone the form of man, rise the demon Etrigan," which just barely works because they call him Etrigan in this.
Gone the form of man.
Yeah, the form of man. They don't have Batman's listed on the quotes on the DCAU wiki. What a failure!
Oh my God!
I don't know, but yeah, he says some stuff.
The witch's evil now undo. Make the one from what is two.
Yeah, top 10.
Nope.
Well, it's not. I'm not bottom 10ing it, so sorry. You have to put it on there. I guess you're putting it at 10 then, if that's what you're doing.
I do not.
Yeah, there's one more spot. We only have 9 on here.
Can you do it? Can you do it for me so I don't have to do it?
I can do it.
Thanks.
The demon within. I'm gonna put it at number 8.
Oh God, Jamie.
Above Mean Seasons and Cold Comfort.
Because of the art, right?
Because of the art.
Yeah, okay.
Badass.
Okay.
You got it.
I won't hate you for this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the art was good enough this time that I understand why you did that.
No, I'm just understanding you more as a person after these 3 long years of us pretending to be friends on the podcast.
Look, I get it. You like art. Shut the fuck up. This is one of the shorter discussions we've had on an episode in quite a while. There's not a lot to talk about other than how cool it looked or sounded, and that's it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's not even really like. I mean, pull Batman out of the episode.
Yeah,
and like
I checked as soon as when Bruce Wayne is like, I gotta go get Clarion. You stay here with the old man.
Yeah,
it was over halfway through the episode already, and I was just like, cool. This Batman doing lots of Batman stuff here.
I guess his biggest thing is he pulls away the branding iron.
Yeah,
while Clarion is in his like, I can't see because my eyes are glowy and I'm looking at magic things. Ha ha!
Also, like, I do really like that moment though. The very like, shut the fuck up, cat, shut up, and then it's just Batman like tackling him after that.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know, it's kind of a fun little moment. But at the same time, if you start to pick it apart, like, why couldn't he see through his own spell? And also, why didn't the cat just jump out of his arms and turn into a woman cat? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Although that jumping out of his arms and turning into a woman cat, like, the cat does a somersault.
Yeah.
And that's a cool transition.
That was a cool thing. It didn't make sense with the sludgy clay face that they had to do before, but
no, sure didn't, but it was cool.
Still neat. It was keen. Okay, I guess we do the mail now. See what other people thought of this episode.
Bring it on.
Average.
That yacht had one small extra yacht. Put it over.
We drop
what we drop?
our weekly yacht.
Oh yeah, those.
Into the comment box. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all.
At least I am.
Just Dylan Pollock.
We drop our weekly ups into the comment box. I'm trying to be clear.
Oh, God, I know. It's just like his enunciation made me want to punch him too.
Why did Tim Drake say, "Oh, I just want to go home and play some videos"? No one said that. No one says that.
I do.
People say that in 1998? Did they say, I'm going to go play some videos?
Yeah, that's pretty much all we said.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really have friends back then.
We didn't have any other vocabulary. We just said, I'm going to play some videos. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can send a punctuated email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod. Oh, yeah.
Punctuation.
With like a question mark, comma. Batwagonpod@gmail.com, or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian.
Isn't it funny that we used to have a not Gmail account? And it sounded like arguably more professional. And now we're just like Gmail because it's actually going to get to us.
Yeah, because it wasn't causing problems when it was
3 years ago.
Yeah,
we had the Anchor pod.
I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like podcast at watchtowerdatabase.com or something like that.
I don't know.
That's not a thing anymore. It doesn't go anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. These are comments and emails from last episode, Little Girl Lost, parts 1 through 2, or Open Mouth B, Old Men. This comes from Christopher, Chris Fit, Jub and Bro Derek.
Fit, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
I've been binging through all the podcasts on YouTube for a short bit, timing up Mask of the Phantasm for my birthday, but I was derailed by Hurricane Beryl hitting on my birthday. Oh, my God.
Oh, buddy.
I'm so sorry. I hope you're fine. And
are you in
else.
Florida with Ryan Hipp?
I don't know. While binging, I've come up with questions that I hope to have eventually answered. Like, is Keen Machine Canadian? I only ask because I only remember that amount of enthusiasm around the word keen while I was living there.
No, he's not.
Also, does anyone ever find the reason to all the weird connections to Duckman Private Dick? It was just a show with a lot of actors, I guess. I was also terribly moved by the Kevin Conroy memorial moment. I always wanted to meet him to tell him the impact he and others had on my life.
Oh.
I would watch the Batman 66 with my grandfather when I was very young. On the anniversary of his death, my fiance, who coming from Ukraine has no cultural connection to Batman, indulged me, and thank you for not saying the Ukraine. Also.
I know, right? I'd expect if your fiance is Ukrainian, you're not one of the Americans that say that, but
indulged me in watching a few episodes of BTAS. When Beware the Grey Ghost started, she looked over at me and found me choking up, realizing and saying, "It's just like you and your grandfather." Anyway, thank you for the podcast. It's a great thing to listen to while I do my projects, like building guitars or working on a Batman project of my own. It needs more work before I can put it out there. Yeah,
can we be woodworking buddies?
Yeah.
I'm not a luthier, but, all the same.
A Lex Luthier? As for Superman, I never really watched it as it was after my time, so only picking up later with Justice League. So considering my schedule, I probably won't get a chance to watch the episodes as the podcast goes. I'll just have to raw dog that Kryptonian bad boy. I do have that's what we're always doing. I do no protection. We just dive right in. I do have a question, though. Are there any Batman-related fan theories or headcanons you hold, BTAS or otherwise? Mine is that the kid from Purple Rain is the music we hear within Burton vs. Batman, not Prince. I give this series 15 big rocks out of 10 questionable decisions. Redacted reveals that Broccoli Bry won't learn about for another 157 years. Yop it like you talk it, Chris Fit. P.S. I wrote this while having a pretty high fever, so I hope it makes some amount of sense. Oh, man.
Shit, dude.
Hurricanes and fevers? Good golly.
That's
thank you for that, though.
I hope you're feeling better. When was that written?
Yeah. That was July 26th.
Okay. So, I mean, Jesus, I hope you're feeling better by now.
Oh, God.
Especially by the time this comes out, but this is 4 days after you wrote that, and still hoping you're feeling better, buddy.
I don't know if I have any Batman-related headcanons that we can talk about yet. But
Oh,
Fried
do I?
rice, a little baby.
Do I have any? Probably not.
He's gay. Dylan Pollock, the demon within. Or me just a couple hours after eating Taco Bell. Get it? Diarrhea is the demon within. Thank you, Dylan. I didn't get it before you said that.
It's time for the thoughts of the week from Dylan Pollock on The Demon Within. Or there better be an Edric James cameo in this episode somewhere, and he better be snacking. Do you guys prefer comic Etrigan with all the rhyming, or do you prefer the not rhyming?
No.
I'm fine enough with just the rhyme for the transformation being enough, because it gets to be a bit much. Also, this feels extremely similar in quality to the Superman episode with Dr. Fate. I think I just like Etrigan better, but they're both fairly middle of the road. I also wish I understood Clarion's deal more as a Chaos Lord or whatever he is. It's just not explained at all. Also, we don't see it, and I guess it's just presumed to be one of those things he learned during his training, but it's just weird to see Bruce out of nowhere pull out a magical spell.
Yes!
There you go.
This has been a very grounded Batman for the most part, with things explained in science. For Batman himself to now be doing magic, you're like, okay.
Yes. Thank you, Dylan.
You know what else is okay? The question of the week.
James' favorite part?
That's my favorite
Why
part.
historically do evil people have cats as pets, like Clarion or Dr. No from James Bond or whatever? Why can't they have, I don't know, a ferret?
I'm sure someone does.
I think it was what was it Dr. No that set that off?
It might be. Like,
oh
that's
God,
the
I feel like I
obvious
heard this
pop culture
once.
one. Yeah.
One moment, please.
Oh, is it a witch thing?
Why do bad guys have cats?
Is it just witch lore?
I mean, it might be. Yeah, the witch makes sense to me. Because, I mean, it's not like sitting there in their lap petting it like that. But
that's very Dr. No.
Cats. Exemplify the traits people consider sneaky. They're designed for stealth and stalking. Have fists made of knives. I mean, that's not how I've thought of it before, but yeah. This person on Reddit says, because Hollywood is run by sick, twisted people. I mean, yeah, but what does that have to do with the cats? I don't know.
Because cats.
I mean, cats are just evil in general, right? That's the answer, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, Dylan. I was couldn't Google it well for you. That's from Tip to Prekit. Contemplations on the Demon Within. First, props to Brian for attempting to synyop the last episode. I didn't realize how much there was to explain until you guys started getting into it. I'll be looking forward to when the next Yopisode guide reaches Little Girl Lost. Anyway, Demon Within. I think this episode's a really good parallel to the Dr. Fate episode of Estes. Both deal with magic and both reveal an ally of our main hero who we've never seen before, but who has an unsaid history with them. That is a very true thing. Mm-hmm. They both just knew these other characters. Jason Blood and Etrigan have always been favorites of mine to see pop up in media, as I think they have a cool gimmick and often cool designs. It was also fun to see Clarion, as I had no idea he was in the DCAU at all until my first watch through of New Batman Adventures. Very keen effects on the demon transformations this time around, and shout out to all the weird boys and mean cats. We here in the comment section see you. Until next time.
Tip Tepricot, you're always so much more accepting than I am.
I loved it, Etrigan. Just this episode's kind of weird and dumb and bad. Namananab says KO. Very nice. Thank you so much. We got a euphonium star damage report for Little Girl Lost. Oof. Argo. Every Argoan except Kara. Convention center windows. Stack of papers. Rent-a-cop Jeep. Wooden crate, car, fire hydrant, car is pants and shirt. Granny Goodness is Mega Rod. Old arcade game. That's always Ed Asner's Purple Rod. Soda machine, rec center wall, dumpster, street, water pipes, model globe, manhole cover, mail collection box, more street, motel wall and windows, beam weapon, secret room door, metal pipes, big metal box thingy, mother box, 3 parademons, stone column, window, wall, doomsday magnet, rec center wall again, Fleischer's Comet. Very nice. Very nice.
I got lost in the middle and then I came back in for the last like quarter of
for
it.
3 parademons. Like, oh, I'm with it. I get
Honestly,
it.
yes. That was, I'm like, okay, where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? There we are.
Yep. Matthew Blaine. It was kind of a pop episode. I think you mean hip hop. What is the age difference between Superman and Kara? I thought it was a lot, but is it only like 5 years? No, it's 16 or 15, something like that. Her Supergirl's biography says that she's 16, and then in parentheses it says like half of Superman's age or something like that. So he's like early 30s at this point.
Yeah, but what is she actually?
Yeah, 16 plus like 27, I think. I think that's the amount of time between baby Superman and the start of the show or something like that. So, you know.
Okay. So she's math old.
40 something, I think. What's 27 plus 16, Brian?
I've been designing a book all day, man. I can't math.
Please.
Everyone knows the answer is obviously 43. Supergirl's almost as old as you are. Ashley Tutchin, howdy, my favorite Yopocalyptians.
I'm sorry, Ashley, is that an American accent?
What do I have to do this in an Australian accent?
Australian accent attempting an American accent.
What? Jamie Goodness and Lord Brickside. Horny push-ups are when you use another part of your anatomy to push yourself up, if you know what I mean. I do. Also, Christian Bale is Welsh, FYI. Okay.
Oh, did I commit
British.
a cardinal sin?
Probably. I called him British.
I think I did too.
You just said he wasn't American.
Oh,
and I said, he's British the whole time or something. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't know my different dialects and areas and shit.
Sorry. Welsh is one of those specifically interesting things for me that like I was always like, oh yeah, like I got like the whole like Northern Ireland separation thing. I got like the Scottish border thing going on, and I was always like, oh, Wales is just like Western, England, whatever. And I understand that there's a separation and there's a language barrier as well, but like
Christian Bale is UKian. Can we just say that? UK-Calyptian.
He's a United Kingdomite.
That makes sense. I like that one. One of my very minor gripes with the DCAU used to be the changes made to some characters' backstories, with Supergirl being one of the most notable. I used to be really annoyed that she's not Clark's biological cousin here. However, once I learned the context behind these decisions that they had to work within DC's mandates at the time, including the desire to make Clark. Yeah, why did I fucking say Carl? Oh my God. Carl Kent, the only Kryptonian again. I gained a newfound appreciation for those changes. I actually think it's commendable that they were able to create such a coherent origin for DCAU Kara, given what a mess of a lore and continuity she was in the comics at the time. Oh, and congrats for knowing about Superboy, Brian. Very good. Now for bonus points, which one? There's like 4 of them.
The one from the Max Landis YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh, and yay, Granny Goodness, one of my favorite apocalyptians. Don't worry, Brian, you may not be canceled in practice, but you'll always be canceled in our hearts. And how dare you skip over that lady's Doctor Who credits? We Whovians of the Yoppie community will not stand for this. There were so many. I wasn't going to list them all. I'm sorry. Go look them up on IMDb.
Oh, what actress? What are we talking about?
It was whoever I said last time had like a bunch of minor background characters in Doctor Who, and there were too many to list. I didn't list them. I can't remember which character she was. This is from Never Skips Leg Day, Yopton's log number 80. Hard to believe you're already through with 2 seasons of Superman. It feels like it was just last month you fellas just watched him put on his red trunks, which is probably not so far from the truth from my perspective, considering how recently I caught up. Regardless, welcome to seeing full-on magic in the world of Batman, not fake magic in the ways Zatanna displayed so long ago.
But we had... Oh, wait, no.
No, Superman.
yeah, Doctor, Mr. What is it?
Fate.
Senior Fate?
Mr. Doctor, yeah. Senior Fate. Dr. Fate. Hopefully Brian enjoys because Etrigan and Blood hold a special place in my heart for reasons beyond my own comprehension.
Sorry.
He didn't.
Sorry. Blood was cool. Jason Blood was cool. I like him.
Yeah. Also, to answer Brian's question about the show I did, I promise I wasn't being aloof by not saying the name. It's an original show called Hearts and Minds, A Guide to Relationships, and the writer is the brilliant 20-year-old kid in the backdrop of this photo. He included a photo. It's going on tour in a few weeks, so let's fucking go. Oh, and I'm the big brolic motherfucker spread out on top of the rest of the cast.
Where's it going on tour? Is it going to Big Bus?
They're going to Big Bus.
Wait, what's it? Hold on. Can you hit that one moment, please? And reread the name of the show?
It's called Hearts and Minds, A Guide to Relationships. And now...
One moment, please.
Yeah.
Where on tour? Georgia's not tour. I need tour.
Maybe events? It's a local tour. I don't know. I'm going to play this MP3 while you keep looking.
Okay, cool. Do it.
Yopton's log, number 80. I awoke startled, shaken from a terrible nuclear dream. When I opened my eyes, I was tied up in the brig of my own ship. There were a couple unsavory faces tied up next to me between a man seemingly coated in mustard and ketchup, who kept yelling in exclusively condiment puns, and a man dressed like a rat, who just demanded our captor's belly button lint. My captor revealed himself to be some kind of chain fetish MAGA cop, though I know not why I was locked up. He gloated and complained about the liberals and something about the evils of TikTok, I think, before he was utterly clocked by Batgirl. After I was untied, she ran away, so I went back to the top deck of the ship to regather my surroundings and reclaim my vessel. On the deck, I saw that Banana Man was back, and he had a banana boy. Seems he departed momentarily to start a family. I took the helm once more, shouting to my quartermaster, Private Dick Duckman, as we set sail towards the completely iced-over Disney World on the horizon.
Good golly.
But
that's a lot.
There's just so much.
What you got to do, Yopton, is you gotta combine like 20 episodes into each one of these to get caught up in like 3 voicemail messages. You won't have to come up with creative ways to do it. We like them.
It's such a good.
It's like it's hard.
Yeah,
hard to do.
It's tricky.
Did you find that?
No, nothing came up when I added Oregon to the search.
Damn.
Let us know though if it's coming west coastly and like more north than, I don't know, California.
West coastly. This is from Hex Lex, the Demon Within. I've been looking forward to this one since I love sorcery and all that fun witchy stuff, as you might guess from my name. That said, the pacing of the story and lack of characterization of Etrigan left me kind of confused, even as someone who's seen it before. None of Etrigan and Jason's backstory is given, and it's not even very apparent Etrigan is a separate entity and not just Jason's demon form. From the tone to that lack of depth, this feels very much like it should be his second appearance. Still, it did serve as a fine sort of introduction to this type of magic in Batman's world. This episode had some very Dragon Ball Z moments between Clarion and Etrigan's energy blast fight and stamping the letter M on someone's forehead to control them. Yeah, that's a thing in Dragon Ball also. Majin whatever's.
Beyond Me.
Oh, and Clarion's Majin Yao Ming. Is that what you said? What?
What?
I heard Yao Ming. What did you say?
I said it's Beyond Me.
Oh, cool. Maybe I'm that sick. I heard Yao Ming. Oh, and Clarion's Catwoman Tigress knockoff has always kind of weirded me out. I don't like seeing him holding and petting it, knowing it can turn into a bipedal, seemingly full-grown werecat that's smart enough to throw fire onto oil. Thanks as always, and stay Yoppie dudes, Hex. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That's kind of a weird relationship they have.
Yeah, it's maybe it's not that weird.
He has the devil horns. LexCorp cares. Lex's Sweet Cream. Hey there, John Garcia Lagostoma and Blue Crab. I've got some cool updates on the way to chill in Gotham City.
Oh, yeah.
Sent using the scream power that we all emit for ice cream. And the voice message is just titled all caps, Yummy Lex Cream.
Hey there, it's LexCorp. I'm in the wonderful city of Gotham to announce that LexCorp ice cream is coming to a truck near you. Due to nothing relating to a factory mishap, we've got wonderful ice cream that we're finally bringing to Gotham City. It's pustule yellow flavor, off-color flesh tone, and then like a Viagra blue flavor. We do have strawberry, but we're keeping that for Metropolis because have you seen this place? Anyways, the truck will be going from the abandoned amusement park, the uptown one, not the downtown one, not the City of Tomorrow one, not the Alice in Wonderland one, and not the one with the giant software equipment, just the normal uptown abandoned amusement park. And it'll be running all the way down to the one with the place with the chain gangs and the canyons that's like right outside of town. You know what that is. Anyways, please feel free to come get it. And I think that's a furry, just like a cat woman, not Catwoman, but like a cat woman. So I'm going to actually get out of here. All right, bye.
Very good.
Solid move.
I love the way that these started off being only for the Superman episodes, but now he's found a way to just integrate them into the Batman ones too.
It's the same universe, baby.
Yeah, baby. Eric LeBeau, the Demon Within, or Gone the Form of Man. If he can't do it, no one can. And greeting. Dylan had mentioned Etra James. That was the thing I was drawing at your shed house forever ago. That was a riff on Etrigan, was a demon version of me that looks like Etrigan.
Oh my God. I think I deleted that from my Google Drive, but I'd love to go see that again.
I'll just show you a shot or two.
Hooray. Look at dogs
really
barking.
Dogging. Yeah.
I think Alora's home, so maybe I should go do a thing.
Okay.
Give me a minute. One moment, please.
One moment,
please.
Continuing Eric LeBeau email. Greetings to you, Brian and James, and please don't bicker about the order of your names. Oh, great. This is all rhymes. This episode brings about a marvelous debut, one of the best characters of fiction in my point of view. Though Brian himself might not be a big fan, I have a deep appreciation for the demon Etrigan. Though the demon doesn't rhyme in this particular show, it's a trait of him I can't help but adore so. Brian's seen much of the King's work on his DCAU journey, but funny it is this and last week heavily featured Jack Kirby. Only this episode features an actual furry, for which I'm sure you found humorous to a minor degree. I hope that this episode doesn't fill him with hate, even though I acknowledge it isn't quite great. Though the story itself feels somewhat weak, the combat and animation for me are at their peak. For 24 minutes, I was glued to my screen, and that final energy clash was nothing but keen. Making Etrigan this bulky and pale is a sin, but that M tattoo makes him look like a Majin. Clarion's undoubtedly an unlikable brat, but it's cathartic watching him fall to the bat. I'm sure he's pissed he lost to a man in a costume, but even more awkward when he was sent to his room. It's fun watching that little brat face defeat, but I agree with him that strawberry ice cream is quite sweet. Now I think that this rhyming's gone on long enough. Seriously, how does Etrigan do this off the cuff? Now, I don't mean to advertise for the Watchtower so bluntly, but I'm sure that you, listener, could spare them only $1 monthly. That's my weekly brief plug for the Patreon. Now I wish that you keep calm and yap on. Thank you so much. Very good, Eric.
Good.
That deserves one of these.
That's really good.
Very nice. True score, the demon within, the demon within, or the demon who sometimes rhymes.
Okay. Whoever the friend is, I feel like we see eye to eye pretty regularly.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to a little bit of my bias viewpoint here.
Yeah, I like how everyone's kind of predicting, like, well, Brian probably won't like this.
Everybody knows my true form.
Yeah.
An asshole.
It's Etrigan the Demon. Joe Hickey and Bro Hickey.
Yo.
I have a lot of fond memories of this episode. Growing up in a Christian household, the parentals were not super fond of magical things, but they let this one slip through the cracks, and it's always been a favorite of mine.
Oh,
wow. It
wow.
was like your taboo episode. The mystical side of DC is so interesting, and it's a shame it hasn't been delved into too deeply in the live-action films. Luckily, we get enough of it throughout the DCAU. Here's what was said. Now, can I go play some videos? Bro, just say video games. Yep. Bro, this little twink with demon horns is definitely the bad guy. The two most comic book hairs ever. Oh, yeah, his demon hair and then the stripe. Yeah. Oh, this is dope. Etrigan kind of cute, not gonna lie. The mystical sides of these shows are really cool. Is this Etrigan guy friends with Dr. Fate from Superman? Bro, this kid is a brat. I hate sequels, said the guy literally in a sequel show. Bro, put that tongue away. Why is Timm doubting the magical ability of a man who is aging faster than bread molds and who has a demon inside of him? Yeah, I loved that line where he's like, put it in a circle. He's like, what'll that do? Shut the fuck up and just do it, you fucking asshole. Like, there's a demon coming to murder us.
Did you see what happened 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, could you please just not question things? Yeah. What was Robin's plan when punching Etrigan? Come on. I'm sending him to his room, ain't no way. Till next time, Brody. Sent on my Morgan Le Fay ancient branding tool that should be melted down into a ring because that would be dope as fuck. Batteries not needed, but are included.
Okay, I stand corrected with having a similar viewpoint to the friend.
I thought it was way cooler than you did.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool stuff was cool. This is from Grant Douglas. Hello, the Yoppie men. Read my email, please, again. This is why I'm an English major. Is this also going to be in a rhyme scheme? I don't think so. Normally, I'm a hater when it comes to mixing superheroes with straight up magic and spells and wizards and stuff. I feel like a lot of the time magic is just the ultimate plot device, like in the Dr. Fate episode. That being said, even I have to admit this episode's cool as hell. Etrigan's design's amazing, and I think the animation in this episode's particularly good. Jason Blood looks really cool too. If I ever dyed my hair, I'm going to try to make it look like this.
There you
Clarion
go.
Is a
goals.
Yeah, I did that for the video when I turned into Etrigan. Clarion is a great villain in the sense that I fucking hate him and would love to see the demon dropkick him across Gotham. He's such a little brat. Also, Teakle exists. If I had a nickel for every naked cat lady in the DCAU that Brian has had the displeasure or pleasure of seeing,
You'd have
so there's
two
one
nickels.
of those question mark commas.
Yeah.
I'd already have 2 nickels, and we aren't even halfway through yet. Also, I can't be the only one that thinks that Clarion seems incredibly overpowered, right? I guess it's good he doesn't seem to have the ambition to conquer the planet, since I don't think even Superman would fare well against having a tree grown out of his ass. Anyways, that's it from me. Gone, oh Yoppie men. I can't be bothered to rhyme again. GD. Thank you.
Wait, did that rhyme?
It did.
No, I mean like the whole email.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just the top and bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Superman's weak to magic anyway, so it wouldn't work for him. It'd be real bad. Ulrich riddle me this for the demon within. Here it goes.
Riddle me this. A bewitching brand in the witch boy's hands might make Batman suspicious, but whose muscled might could give Clarion a fright and spit rhymes maniacally vicious.
Jesus.
It's today's special guest. Knock, knock. It's me, Donald Schultenpepper, your favorite action hero. I heard that Clarion didn't like my new movie. Come on. It's #1 at the box office. I'm glad Atrigan put you in the corner, but he didn't rhyme very much. So here's one for you. Atrigan's cape is red, Batgirl's is blue. If you don't like my new movie, then screw you! Besides, Clarion doesn't even do his own stunts, but his cat does. It looks like our new cat burglar is a cat woman. She even took a shoulder check from Atrigan. Everyone in Gotham uses the shoulder check, but when Robin tried it, his technique was wrong. I can teach you. Come to my gym and I'll pump you up.
Oh,
hey, Clarion,
yes.
riddle me this. What's better than strawberry? Everything, you idiot. Yaps for the vista, baby.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fuck strawberry.
I like strawberry though.
Look, I like berry flavored stuff, but if I'm going to choose a raspberry or blackberry over strawberry anytime.
Oh yeah, I could say that. I could say that.
It's very basic. Strawberry is the Earl Grey of ice cream flavors. It's just basic.
How have you not said vanilla though?
Fuck, Brian. Do you remember this? Where I said Earl Grey was basic?
Yes.
Okay. The unknown. This is another unknown message. Okay, here it is.
Bring it.
Welcome back, Yoppers. Just as all of you listening are Dylan Pollock, I am as well. However, if we're looking at this in the sense of you figuring things out, no, I am not the original listener. You two worked hard last week to come up with a question to save this character's life. And oh, what a great question you asked. Does this character wear a hat? I'm sure this will really help you to narrow down who, why, and where they are. So the answer to your first question is no. They don't wear a damn hat in any of their DCAU appearances. Get your act together, boys. This character's life depends on it. Something tells me Bruce and Clark would not be proud. Let's think of a better question this time.
Corn.
What's as high as an elephant's eye? Does he wear a cape? Okay, next email.
Did he go... Wait, two-part question. Did he go east?
What do you expect us to do, unknown? You said we had to figure out why they are.
Why they are captured or why they exist? Because
why they are. That's all.
Look, when parents love each other very much, you get a character that doesn't wear hats.
The open mouth bee old man and the birds.
It's funny. This is the second listener that has confused us with people that do or like riddles.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Keen.
Do riddles. Yeah. Is this person okay? Can we have the two questions? They have a cape. Are they a lady?
Oh, okay.
Because if yes to both, it's Phantasm and we win. Or Batgirl. Fuck. Scarloey. Hey, it's Jason Todd. I mean blood. Here's the voice message.
Hello, listener, and welcome back to Jump on the Mechanic Wagon. I'm your host, Scarloey1. In this episode, I will tell you about Season 1, Episode 10 of the New Earl Adventures, Demons Monthly.
Magazineer.
One day, Earl's at an auction, and he hears, "Hello, Earl! It's me, the Magaziner, rightful owner of all magazines!
Yeah.
You remember me?"
Yeah.
"Yes, I remember you." "Oh, that's great. What are you doing here?" "Some old car parts are up for auction." "Oh, that's great. I'm here to buy a collection of old magazines. They're making me pay for it, even though it is rightfully mine. But it's okay, since I'm a billionaire." How did you get that money?" "Oh, I'm the CEO of Gotham Medicine." "That explains a lot." The end. The Magaziner's new design is very strange. I don't think he needed a third eye on his forehead. 2 was strange enough. Anyway, see you next week. Same PB time, same poo-poo channel.
I thought he was going to say from selling all those magazines.
You know.
Yeah.
So you know how I just said that I finished watching listening to Dungeons and Daddies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The voice he did was an almost perfect clone of this character called Scam Likely.
Okay.
Which is like one of my favorite fictional characters of all time now. But
as a magaziner, maybe they're one and the same.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a podcast crossover.
Also, scam likely often rhymes. So just saying, like, there's a thing going on here.
Ryan Hip, Morgan Le Fay sounds like a joke name. Like it's the name of an actual obscure celebrity, like an old-timey Hollywood starlet or a 50s TV mom. And they thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we named our ancient mythological enchantress after that lady? You know what I mean? Anyway, this next song was in the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Kickboxer. Hey, he ain't a robot, but he's still pretty cool, I guess. It's a song called Never Surrender.
Play some videos. Hello, Jane. It's Ben Shapiro as Clarion in everybody's favorite.
Oh my
Devastator
God, he is
3 is when the
fucking Ben
franchise
Shapiro.
done gone woke. Or Batman and Robin, Spirit Detectives. Real talk, this might be the most anime we've gotten so far with TMS and that white line, late Mr. Kent thing.
Yeah.
And the subject matter gives it that vibe. And of course, we have everyone's favorite transforming magical girl, Etrigan, which does remind me how there was something of a moral panic with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And their talk of evolution and sacrifice and Monster Reborn and all that bullshit. But here we've got legit demons and witchcraft, and from what I can tell, not a peep from those people. Screwy, ain't it? This is where a question of the week from Dylan Boggs would go, but I've been instructed against it by my lawyer, so it would not be seen as attempted contact with Mr. Manili. So, random bystander who is totally standing here next to me, do you have a question for these people?
Don't ask. Just don't ask.
And scene.
Cool. Thanks, Dylan. Just Dylan. Thank you, Dylan.
Is Ryan becoming Dylan, though? Because, like, Ryan's getting on that level now of also predicting everything that we say.
The same thing we're going to say.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Maybe we just don't have any original input on these episodes of these shows.
It's not like we've been doing it for 3 years.
3 years.
3
Thank God
years,
Ryder missed this
Jamie.
one from Jordan Newman.
Wait, what?
Thankfully, Jack Ryder's out of town this week. Not sure how much more his sanity can take at this point. Superman teaming up with a wizard was bad enough, but an actual demon and a witch boy hanging out in Gotham might just put him over the edge. Also, I didn't have time to rewatch this one recently, so I have no idea what the music was like. I'm sure it was cool. I also really wanted to answer the question, when was the first time you felt old? And it was when I was talking to someone on social media about the MCU, only to discover they were born after the MCU, and it upset me. Never apologize for loving your fandom. Try to stay optimistic. Sent from my iPhone. Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, I mean, they'd have to be born after 2008 for the start of it, so that's enough to be uncomfortably... And why were you talking to that person, Jordan, huh? Yes, they're already 20... No, they're... What? Jesus.
Wait,
I know
2008?
They're 16? They're 16, right?
I can't math today at all. I'm usually okay with this, but no.
Well, last first we have Mark Aquino, as always.
Okay.
The demon within, or that old bat magic got me in a spell. That old bat magic that you weave so well. Alrighty, time to finally open up that card I got in the mail from Bizarro Mark and Scarface. It reads, Mark, the news is true. Me and Scarface am having baby. We adopted beautiful baby girl last week, and we am so happy. Me still am not sure how she came to us, but hubby said, and me quote, don't ask questions, you want a kid or not? Haha, that's me hubby for you. We decided to name her after two precious souls that no longer with us. Her name be Danny after Dan Turpin and Annie from Growing Pains. We am so happy. Deuces. Oh, I see. Her name is Danny after Dan Turpin and Annie. I was thinking her name is Danny and Annie, you know, whatever. Oh, that's so cute. I'm going to be a godfather. James and Brian, you two can be honorary godparents if you'd like. Just know that you'll have to babysit every other weekend.
No.
Oh, well, then no, I'm out. Sorry. I already got one. Anywho, God, this is a great episode. Here's hoping Brian isn't sick of Jack Kirby characters yet, because I really dig the introduction of Jason Blood, aka Etrigan the Demon. I mean, it has nothing to do with it being Jack Kirby, I don't think. Introducing mystical aspects to a show like New Batman Adventures would be ideally risky, but I think they handled it well here. Also pleasantly surprised they got Billy Zane to voice both Jason Blood and Etrigan. He had just been in Titanic when this episode aired, so he must have been a big get at that time for Timm and Co.
Yeah.
And of course, that animation, ooh, sweet mama, kiss my llama, T motherfucking S, they never fucking miss. Clarion, I hate sequels. Brian, wow, I feel seen. Yes. Somewhere in the DCAU, the star of the Devastator movies, Donald Schultenpepper, went from being an actor to being governor of California to appearing in State Farm commercials. Paused because Bear Hugs is the #1 podcast host in this here multiverse of ours, Jason and Blood. Praise to our Lord and Savior. That was a cheap
Mark. Good one, man.
Dylan Pollock. Keep up the good work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise, all his loyal disciples, all the names, all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours, y'all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. With Batman Caped Crusader coming out this Thursday, I'm curious, will it be a show that you'll have Brian watch later on down the line? I know it's not DCAU canon, but it's a Bruce Timm produced show with his visual style, so I thought I'd at least ask. Till next week's smoke bomb, that'll be blown out by a big old whoosh because I just flew away, baby. Kiss emoji. I don't know the answer to that because it'll be years from now, but when we get to that point, and then we can just be like, Brian, do you want to watch more stuff? And he'll be like, no. And I'll be like, all right, we're done, probably.
Yeah, sweet.
We'll see what happens. I feel like there's other stuff that would come before we would watch that, like maybe if we wanted to watch Teen Titans or Green Lantern animated series, things like that that you might be interested in. But we can just make that call when we get there.
Okay. Also, bringing up the whole State Farm thing, is it just me, or do all of the air quote famous people in the State Farm commercials look like they're probably just AI generated?
I don't know that I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in State Farm commercials.
They've had
Arnold
Schwarzenegger. They've had Ludacris.
Oh, I remember the ludicrous ones, yeah.
And they just don't...
They at least look like they're like
green
recorded
screened.
somewhere else and green screen.
They are very much that, but they look... I think especially the Arnold Schwarzenegger one looks
I've
super
seen
AI.
this one. Yeah, this one. He's in it with Danny DeVito. I have seen
I don't know if I've seen that one. But I need you to look at that with your well-trained eyes and let me know that it's just weird.
I think it's just weird. I don't remember thinking that about them when I saw them, but I don't know.
Huh.
The next episode, okay? Yeah? You want to hear the name?
Ooh, no. I just want to guess.
Okay. What is it? Batman or Superman?
Superman.
No.
Fuck. Is it going to be obvious when I hear the title?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's Batman.
Yeah.
It's called Over the Edge.
It's Batman arm wrestling.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Over the Top. Same thing. Batman arm wrestling.
Batman arm wrestling. I don't think he does any arm wrestling in the episode.
But there's like dudes being hulky, right? And strong.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So same thing.
Okay.
Arm wrestling, but with their fists.
That's your full guess.
Yeah, totally.
Batman's arm. Okay, cool. We do. I'll let you know. We have 13 episodes of Superman left and 14 episodes of Batman left.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then what?
Mysterious things I won't tell you yet.
Oh my God.
But they both eke into the next show. Like there's a couple episodes that will overlap the start of the next show. So we won't just be starting suddenly a new show. It'll be like 3 shows at once for just a hot second there. And then it'll only be the next show for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's weird, but okay.
Yeah. Well, prepare your butt.
How do I do that?
I don't know. Ben Gay?
No. What?
You don't put that on your butt?
In or on?
What is happening? Should we stop the episode? Okay. God. Sorry, I have sick brain. I don't really know what's happening anymore.
Oh, buddy.
Have a good 4th of July, everybody.
I'm going to drive to slightly smaller bus and take Jamie to the hospital, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
What's this blood coming out of my nostrils and ears?
Yeah, that's...
Say a chance to make the... What? Just need some Bengay. Say an incantation to end the episode.
Okay. We have made it 3 years now. Time goes fast. Time goes wow. We have yopped so far this long. I can't rhyme like a Seuss poem.
You could have said song.
I know, but I wanted to not rhyme because it's terrible.
I can't rhyme. The end. Gone, this fucking pod. Leave me to go drink medicine. Oh, God.
That's pretty good.
See you later, everybody. Oh, yeah. Next week for Over the Edge for Batman Arm Wrestles.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's canon now.
What now?
Mother's grief, father's shame. Soon he goes to whence he came.
What's that mean?
I'm sending him to his room.
About tonight.
Don't ask. Just don't ask.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.